Paul Walker, Heath Ledger, James Gandolfini, legendary actors gone too soon. But they didn't just leave behind iconic legacies, they left behind their children. What happened to them? Where are they now? Today we uncover their stories. Paul Walker, a name that evokes speed, adventure, and a smile that could light up the darkest corners. To millions, he was Brian O'Connor from Fast and Furious, the charismatic hero behind the wheel. But to one person, he was something even greater: Dad. On November 30th, 2013, the world came to a halt. A routine charity event for his organization, Reach Out Worldwide, turned into a tragedy that would leave fans heartbroken and a daughter without her father. Paul Walker and his friend Roger Rodas took a ride in a Porsche Carrera GT, a drive that would be his last. In mere moments, a collision, an explosion, and then silence. For 15-year-old Meadow Rainwalker, that silence was deafening. Meadow was Paul's only child, the daughter he shared with Rebecca Soteros. Born on November 4th, 1998, she spent her early childhood in Hawaii, far from the fast-paced Hollywood life. But by the time she turned 13, she made a life-changing decision. She wanted to live with her father in California. Paul, who had always longed for more time with his daughter, welcomed her with open arms, eager to make up for lost time. He had no idea their years together would be cut so short. After Paul's death, Meadow's world was shaken yet again. As if losing her father wasn't enough, she soon found herself in a custody battle, a painful public ordeal that placed her at the center of a legal storm. But even through the turmoil, she remained resilient, determined to carve her own path, rather than live in the shadow of tragedy. Then, something unexpected happened. Instead of retreating from the public eye, Meadow slowly stepped into it, not as the grieving daughter of a beloved actor, but as a rising star in her own right. In 2017, she signed with DNA Models, embracing a world far different from the one her father had dominated. By 2021, she was walking the runway for Givenchy, captivating audiences with her grace and poise. And in 2023, she made a quiet yet powerful tribute to her father, appearing in Fast X as a flight attendant. It was a blink and you'll miss it cameo, but for fans, it was more than just an appearance. It was a symbol, a daughter finding a way to honor her father in the franchise that had defined his legacy. In a heartfelt twist, Paul's image appeared in the film through archival footage, a reminder that while he may be gone, his presence was never far away. But Meadow's tribute to Paul goes far beyond Hollywood. In 2015, she founded the Paul Walker Foundation, dedicated to marine conservation and humanitarian efforts, causes Paul had been passionate about. She didn't just carry his last name, she carried his mission, ensuring that his love for the ocean and his dedication to helping others lived on. Despite her success, life continued to throw challenges her way. In October 2021, Meadow married actor Louis Thornton Allen in an intimate ceremony in the Dominican Republic. It was a beautiful moment, made even more touching when her godfather, Vin Diesel, stepped in to walk her down the aisle, a gesture that spoke volumes about the family Paul had built beyond blood. Yet just as quickly as new beginnings arrived, so did heartbreak. By 2024, Meadow filed for divorce, facing yet another personal struggle in the public eye. But if there's anything her journey has shown, it's that resilience runs in her veins. Through loss, love, and adversity, she continues to rise, embodying the strength her father was known for. Meadow Rainwalker is more than the daughter of a Hollywood icon. She is proof that even after tragedy, life moves forward. She is the embodiment of her father's legacy, not just in name, but in spirit, reminding the world that the greatest tribute we can pay to those we've lost is to live boldly, love deeply, and give selflessly. Paul Walker may no longer be with us, but his light still shines through the daughter who refuses to let his memory fade. Heath Ledger, a name that resonates with brilliance, dedication, and an unforgettable legacy. To the world, he was an actor who transformed every role he touched. But beyond the screen, beyond the awards and acclaim, he was something even greater, a father. On January 22, 2008, the world stood still. Heath Ledger, just 28 years old, was found unconscious in his Manhattan apartment. The cause? An accidental overdose of prescription medications. The news sent shockwaves through Hollywood and beyond. Just months later, his final performance as the Joker in The Dark Knight would redefine the character forever, earning him a posthumous Academy Award. But while the world mourned a star gone too soon, one person's loss was even greater: his 2-year-old daughter, Matilda Rose Ledger. Matilda was born on October 28, 2005 in New York City, the daughter of Heath and his then-fiancée, actress Michelle Williams. The two had fallen in love while filming Brokeback Mountain, their romance unfolding both on and off-screen. When Matilda arrived, she became the center of their universe. Heath was captivated by her, often describing fatherhood as his greatest role. He was the kind of dad who would lose himself in bedtime stories, dance around the living room, and cherish every moment with his little girl. But then suddenly he was gone. Matilda was too young to remember the warmth of her father's embrace or the sound of his laughter, yet she was never alone. Surrounded by a circle of love, she grew up with devoted godparents. Jake Gyllenhaal, Heath's close friend and Brokeback Mountain co-star, and actress Busy Phillips, Michelle's lifelong confidant. They became more than just figures in her life. They became her guardians, protectors, and supporters. Michelle Williams, determined to give her daughter a life away from the glaring spotlight, made privacy her highest priority. Shielding Matilda from the relentless media attention, she focused on raising her with a sense of normalcy. But even as she kept their lives out of the public eye, Michelle shared glimpses of Heath's lasting presence. She spoke of Matilda's mannerisms, the way she moved, the way she laughed, small echoes of the father she had lost too soon. Actor Jeremy Strong also became a quiet but important presence in Matilda's life, providing support to Michelle and her daughter in the difficult years after Heath's passing. And as time went on, life brought new beginnings. In 2019, Michelle married director Thomas Kail, and with the birth of their son Hart, Matilda became a big sister, an unexpected but beautiful new chapter in her story. Now a young woman, Matilda has inherited more than just her father's striking features. She shares his passion for storytelling, his curiosity about the world, and his quiet yet profound intensity. While reports in 2023 suggested she was planning a gap year in Australia before university, her path remains her own, a journey shaped by love, resilience, and the unbreakable connection to a father she never truly got to know. Through the years, Matilda Rose Ledger has grown into a reflection of her father's light. Though Heath Ledger's time was cut tragically short, his spirit endures, not just in the films he left behind, but in the daughter who carries his legacy forward. In the end, love, like a great story, never really ends. It lives on in those who remember, those who cherish, and those who continue the story in their own way. James Gandolfini was more than a celebrated actor. He was a powerhouse of talent and emotion. His portrayal of Tony Soprano mesmerized audiences with its unfiltered depth, cementing The Sopranos as one of the most groundbreaking television dramas in history. Off-screen, however, James was a remarkably grounded individual, reserved, unassuming, and wholeheartedly committed to his family. But in 2013, heartbreak struck. On June 19th, while vacationing in Rome, James suffered a massive heart attack. His 13-year-old son, Michael, was the one who found him unresponsive in their hotel room. Despite efforts to save him, the world lost James Gandolfini that evening. He was just 51 years old. The news sent shockwaves through Hollywood and left a grieving family behind, including a son who had to grow up without his father's guiding presence. But Michael Gandolfini didn't just carry his father's name, he carried his legacy. Now, 26 years old, Michael has followed in his father's footsteps as an actor. He made his film debut in Ocean's 8 and later took on a role that would cement his connection to his father's legacy forever. In The Many Saints of Newark, a Sopranos prequel, Michael played a young Tony Soprano, stepping into the shoes of the very character his father made famous. It was a role filled with emotion, pressure, and an unbreakable connection to the past. But Michael's story isn't just about living in his father's shadow. He has carved his own path in Hollywood, starring in Cherry and being cast in the 2024 war film Warfare. Through his journey, he's been open about his struggles and personal growth, choosing sobriety in 2017 and building a life with his girlfriend, actress Mia Healy. James Gandolfini had other children as well, though little is publicly known about them. His passing left an undeniable void, not just in Hollywood, but in the lives of those who loved him most. Colleagues often spoke of his warmth and generosity, how he treated every crew member with respect, and how his larger-than-life presence could make anyone feel at ease. Though James is no longer here, his impact is everlasting. Through his son, Michael, his unforgettable performances, and the kindness he shared with the world, his spirit endures. He reminds us all to cherish the moments we have, to love fiercely, and to leave behind a legacy that speaks louder than words. Robin Williams, a man who defined laughter, joy, and boundless creativity. From the stage to the screen, he was a force of nature, making us laugh until we cried and cry until we laughed. But behind the humor and the larger-than-life personality was a man quietly battling his own struggles. On August 11, 2014, the world was stunned by the tragic news of Robin Williams' passing. The beloved actor and comedian was found in his home in Paradise Cay, California. The cause was ruled as suicide, and his death left fans, friends, and family grappling with shock and heartbreak. In the months that followed, it was revealed that Robin had been suffering from an undiagnosed case of Lewy body dementia, a degenerative brain disease that affects memory, thinking, and motor skills. The disease, which is often misdiagnosed, caused him to experience severe anxiety, paranoia, and confusion, all of which contributed to his pain. But for all the world's grief, no one felt the loss more than his three children, Zachary Pym Williams, Zelda Williams, and Cody Allen Williams. Each of them inherited a piece of their father's spirit, carrying his legacy forward in their own way. Zachary, or Zach, was born on April 11, 1983, to Robin's first wife, Valerie Velarde. Now 42 years old, Zach is an entrepreneur with multiple business ventures. He has also stepped into the entertainment world as an actor and producer, known for projects like The Graduates, 2008, and Dug Out. More than that, he has channeled his father's compassion into mental health advocacy. In the wake of Robin's passing, Zach founded PYM, Prepare Your Mind, a company focused on mental wellness and anxiety relief. In his personal life, he found love with Olivia June, whom he married on October 10, 2020. Together, they have 2 children, ensuring that Robin's family tree continues to grow. Zelda Williams, born on July 31, 1989, to Robin's second wife, Marcia Garces, was just 24 when her father passed away. Now 36, Zelda has made a name for herself as an actress, director, and voice artist. Many fans know her as the voice of Kuvira in The Legend of Korra, but her Hollywood journey began much earlier. At just 5 years old, she played her father's on-screen daughter in Search of Dr. Seuss, 1994. Later, she starred opposite him in House of D, 2004, sharing the screen in one of their most heartfelt collaborations. Beyond acting, Zelda has embraced her creative side through directing and producing, ensuring that storytelling remains in her blood. She is also an avid video game fan, a passion that connects her to her namesake, the Legend of Zelda series. Zelda once dated actor Jackson Haywood. The youngest of Robin's children, Cody Allen Williams, was born on November 25, 1991. Now 34, Cody has followed in his father's footsteps as an actor and filmmaker, though he largely stays out of the public eye. His personal life is a testament to the power of love and family. On July 21, 2019, what would have been Robin's 68th birthday, Cody married Maria Flores in an intimate ceremony held at his childhood home. It was a deeply symbolic tribute, a way to honor the man who shaped his world. Robin wasn't just an entertainer. He was a philanthropist and a kind soul who brought joy to those around him. From visiting sick children in hospitals to entertaining troops overseas, his generosity knew no bounds. Despite his private struggles, he continued to uplift others in every way he could. Robin Williams may no longer be with us, but his legacy lives on in his unforgettable performances, his boundless kindness, and most of all, in his children. Zach, Zelda, and Cody each carry a part of him, proving that even though the world lost a legend, his spirit will never fade. Through their passions, their advocacy, and their love, they remind us to seize the day, embrace the magic of life, and always find joy, even in the darkest of times. Bill Paxton wasn't simply an actor. He was a visionary, a dreamer, and a storyteller who infused every role with his unique charm. From facing off against extraterrestrials and aliens to racing alongside tornadoes in Twister and portraying iconic historical figures in Titanic and Apollo 13, Bill had an extraordinary gift for drawing audiences into the lives of his characters. Beyond the spotlight and the silver screen, however, he cherished his most important role, a loving father and dedicated family man. Then, in 2017, everything changed. On February 25th, the world woke up to the devastating news. Bill Paxton had passed away at just 61 years old. What was supposed to be a life-saving heart surgery turned into an unimaginable tragedy. Complications from the procedure led to a stroke, and in a matter of moments, Hollywood lost one of its most beloved stars. But for his family, the loss was far deeper. It wasn't just a movie icon they lost, it was a father, a mentor, and their guiding light. Bill left behind two children, James and Lydia Paxton. And as they stepped into a world without their father, they carried forward his legacy in ways no one could have predicted. James Paxton, born in 1994, grew up with his father's love for storytelling. While he initially pursued journalism, the pull of Hollywood proved too strong. He started behind the scenes, working in the props department of Nightcrawler before stepping into the spotlight as an actor. His breakout moment came in Eyewitness, and in a heartfelt tribute to his father, he later played a younger version of Bill's character John Garrett in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. In 2024, he made a cameo in Twisters, the follow-up to one of Bill's most iconic films, a moment that felt like fate. Then there's Lydia Paxton, born in 1997. Though she keeps a lower profile, she and James share an unbreakable bond, one strengthened by the deep love they had for their father. While Bill was larger than life on screen, at home, he was simply Dad, the man who cheered them on, who believed in their dreams, and who taught them to embrace creativity and passion in all they did. Even though Bill Paxton is no longer here, his spirit lingers in the echoes of his films, in the love he left behind, and in the lives of the children who carry his name. His legacy is not just in Hollywood, but in the hearts of those who knew him best. Philip Seymour Hoffman wasn't just an actor, he was a master of his craft. Whether playing a troubled writer, a charismatic cult leader, or a conflicted music critic, he brought every character to life with depth and authenticity. But behind the performances, behind the awards and critical acclaim, was a man quietly fighting battles that few could see. Then, on February 2nd, 2014, the world woke up to heartbreaking news. At just 46 years old, Philip Seymour Hoffman was found, dead in his Manhattan apartment. The cause? An accidental overdose, a tragic mix of heroin, cocaine, and other substances. For fans, it was the loss of a once-in-a-generation talent. But for his loved ones, especially his three children, it was something even more devastating, the loss of a father. Philip left behind his longtime partner, Mimi O'Donnell, and their three children, Cooper, Tallulah, and Willa Hoffman. His eldest, Cooper Hoffman, was just 10 years old when his father passed away. Now 21, Cooper has stepped into the world his father once dominated, acting. His debut came in 2021 with Licorice Pizza, a coming-of-age film directed by Paul Thomas Anderson, a filmmaker who had worked closely with Philip Seymour Hoffman for years. It was a poetic, full-circle moment, Cooper bringing a new generation of Hoffman talent to the screen under the direction of one of his father's closest collaborators. Cooper's performance was met with praise, earning him a National Board of Review Award for Breakthrough Performance, as well as Golden Globe and Critics' Choice nominations. In 2024, he continued to build his career, playing Dick Ebersol in Saturday Night, a film that explored the behind-the-scenes world of Saturday Night Live. But despite his rising star, one thing was clear. He was doing it on his own terms. His father had left a will expressing his wish that Cooper not grow up in Hollywood. Instead, he wanted his son to experience life beyond the entertainment industry. And while Cooper eventually found his way into acting, he has stayed relatively private, much like his father once did. As for Tallulah and Willa Hoffman, Philip's two younger daughters, little is known about their lives, as their family has chosen to keep them out of the public eye. But one thing is certain, Philip's legacy isn't just in the films he left behind. It lives in the children he loved, the lessons he taught them, and the quiet moments that only they will remember. Though he is no longer here, his impact remains through his unforgettable performances and the family who carries his name forward. Philip Seymour Hoffman reminds us of the power of storytelling, the importance of compassion, and the fragile nature of the human experience.